So let us begin with a prayer. This is on
स्वामी जी कृष्णा जी को वासुदेव भी कहते हैं ना?
हाँ, वासुदेव. Vasudeva's son is Vasudeva. It's on page 210 of the book, The Universal Prayers. First two on that page from Tulsidas' Ramamanas in a hymn to Sri Rama, composed by Tulsidas. Page 210, the first two on that page. Om Namami Bhaktavatsalam Kripalu Shila Komalam Bhajami Te Padambujam Yakaminam Swadamadam Tadekamadbhutam Prabham Nirigamishwaram Vibhum Jagadgurum Cha Shashwatam Turiyam Meka Kevalam Bhajami Bhava Vallabham Kuyoginam Sudurlabham Sabhakta Kalpapadapam Samasta Sevyamanvaham Arupa Rupa Bhupatim Natogamur Vijapatim Prasida Dehi Me Vibho Padabja Bhakti Masute. O Lord, I bow to Thee, who art compassionate, gracious and sweet. Thou alone, O Lord, art marvelous, selfless, mighty and omnipresent. Thou art the teacher of the world, eternal, transcendent, one and absolute. I worship Thy lotus feet that enable the selfless souls to attain Thy eternal abode. I offer worship unto Thee, O Lord of love, whom the worldly minded cannot reach, but who are to the devotees the wish-yielding tree and the object of worship to all. Lord of the universe, Thou art formless and yet with forms. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, and pray promptly grant me devotion to Thy lotus feet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Chant in the name of God and His glories is the simplest way and the best way to purify the mind and to enhance our devotion to God. Everybody can do this. There is no special qualification required to take the name of the Lord and chant His glories. So with this prayer, we will now go back to Bhagavad Gita. It's been some time. We didn't meet last week. Last time we were doing sloka number 56. The background for what we are studying now is like this. Just a quick review of what we have done and to place in context our present study. In sloka 46, verse 46, chapter 18, Bhagavan Shri Krishna said, by performing all our duties as worship. That means performing all our duties as worship with devotion, with love, joyfully and with gratitude. What happens? A human being achieves perfection. sakarmana tam abhyarcha manavaha siddhim vindati. 1846. Siddhi means purity of mind. Mind becomes pure from selfishness, narrow-mindedness, attachment to karma phala. All those things will go away. Mind will become calm and pure. With that purity of mind, we can achieve anything. So then we go to verse number 51. With that purity of mind achieved by doing all our work as worship, and that has to continue, we can't stop it. Doing all our worship has to continue. So we cannot say, oh, achieved purity of mind, I will stop. No, that's a lifelong spiritual practice. Everything we do as worship. Every word we speak is worship of God. Every step we take is worship of God. Every action we do is worship of God. With that preparation, now we have to continue our spiritual practices, which we have been doing before, until we reach the final goal. So what else we have to do after achieving purity of mind? In the next 3-4 verses until 55, 51 to 55, in these slokas, Bhagavan Sri Krishna explains a series of things, spiritual devotional practices we have to do. We have been doing it from beginning, but now with the purity of mind, this will become more meaningful and quickly produce the result. So what are the things we have to do? They are listed in 51 to 56. 55. So 51, quick review. Buddhya vishuddhaya yukto dhrityatmanam niyamyasa. What's happening? Vishuddhaya buddhya yuktaha. Vishuddha means pure. Buddhi means mind. Yuktaha, equipped with a purity of mind, achieved by doing all work as worship. The seeker of God has to do the following things. 1. Atmanam dritya niyamya. You are doing 51. Atmanam here means the mind and body. The subtle body, which is the mind, including buddhi, etc. And body means physical body. All this have to be controlled. Niyamya means controlling, not letting the mind and sense organs wander here and there aimlessly. How it has to be controlled? Dritya, with firm resolution, not half-heartedly. Controlling the mind and sense organs, keeping them under control means making them do what you want them to do, not allowing them to go here and there and waste time and energy. One thing, Tritya Atmanam Niyamyacha. Next thing, Shabdadin Vishayans Tyaktva. Vishaya means sense objects. 5 kinds of sense objects are there. Beginning with Shabda. Shabda means sound. Things that we hear, we like to hear nice music. We like to hear good words about us. If people praise us, that's the most pleasing thing to hear. Like that. Giving up attachment to them. Tyaktva. And second kind of sense objects are things that we see, beautiful, nice form. We like to see beautiful things. And third kind of sense objects are things that we taste. We like to taste tasty food, whether they are good or not good for health. In the secondary, tasty food. That is tendency of the sense of taste. controlling that one. Fourth kind of sense object are those that we smell, fragrance. And we like to have nice fragrance. And the fifth kind of sense object are things that we touch, sense of touch. These five things are sense objects, five kind of shabda, vishayas, five kind of vishayas, shabdadin, beginning with sound, etc. Niyamya, controlling them. Shabdadin vishayans tyaktva, giving up attachment. You cannot give up sense objects, but we can give up attachment to them. Raga dvesha vyudasyacha. Raga means attachment, likes, things that we like. Dvesha means things that we don't like, dislike. Likes and dislikes govern our actions and thoughts generally. But for a seeker of God, we should not allow our thoughts and actions to be guided by what we like and dislike. By what is good, that's what we should do. What is good for us, for everybody, that's what we should do. Not simply what is pleasing to us. So the difference between what is good and what is pleasurable, pleasing, has to be understood. Yama in the Kathopanishad explains this to Nachiketa. He there uses two terms, words, Shreyas and Preyas. It's better to know these words. Preyas means something that is pleasant, like to eat something nice, sweet things, something that is nice to hear, whether good or bad, not the consideration. So something that brings us pleasure, that we like to do. That is prayas. Whether it will do good to us or not is not the consideration. Whether it brings me pleasure or not, that is prayas. Yama says, don't do that. Instead, do what is Shreyas. Shreyas means actions that lead us to God, that take us to the highest level of human evolution. That is Shreyas. That is good. They may not be pleasant. Getting up early in the morning is good for us. Sleeping late is nice, but not good for us. Sleeping late when we should be doing prayer is prayers, pleasing. Getting up early, though it is inconvenient, you like to sleep some more, that is Shreyas, good for us, may not be pleasant. So that distinction we have to know. So that is what Raga Dvesha Vidasyacha means, giving up attachment and aversion, but doing what is good and beneficial in the long run. That has to be done. Next sloka 52, Vivikta Sevi, resorting to solitary places. All this have come before. Sri Ramakrishna said we should pray in solitude. In the Holy Bible also, the Lord said pray in solitude. Go into a closet and pray in secret. Other people, we don't have to advertise, I am praying. Vivikta Sevi, praying in solitude. Lagvashi, this has come before in the 6th chapter, eating moderate food. Lagvashi means eating light food. If we eat very heavy food, then we feel sleepy, inactive, cannot do any work, much less can we do meditation or study. So light food has to be taken. Not too little, not too much. That we studied in chapter 6. There are 2 slokas there, 16 and 17. There, Bhagavan Sri Krishna had said, practice moderation in 4 things. What are the 4 things? We have to practice moderation, food, work, sleep, and rest. Nati ashnatastayo gosti 6:16. Ati ashnata means a person who eats too much, heavy meals. For him, yoga is not possible. Meditation is not possible. Nachaikantamanashnataha. One who does not eat enough food, also not possible. Weakness. Nachati swapna shilasya. For a person who sleeps too much, yoga is not possible. Jagrato naiva charjana. For a person who does not sleep enough, also not possible. So moderation, like that. Lagvashi yatavakayamanasaha. We are doing 52. Yata means controlled, vak means speech, kaya means body, manasa means mind. Controlling body, speech. These are three instruments we have: mind, speech, and action. Sense organs. Controlling all these things. Dhyana yoga paro nityam. Always maintaining a meditative mood. Dhyana yoga para. Not allowing the mind to go here and there, watching all kinds of things on the internet and television. That's not good for spiritual seekers. Waste of time, energy. We fill the mind with all unwanted kind of thoughts. They will interfere with our meditation and study. So controlling what we see, what we hear, what we taste, touch and smell. Always maintaining a meditative mood. Dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samapashritaha. Practicing vairagya means renunciation. For householders, most people, internal vairagya is necessary. You can keep the things we need. Householders need many things: place to stay, money to bring up the family, and work to do, and a car to go to work. All those things are necessary. They have to keep those things. Otherwise, how will they work? So that is external keeping the things. We don't have to abandon. But inwardly, we should be detached. These are only mine in name for the time being. House, car, children, spouse, money, job, everything is mine. I can say call mine, but they are not mine. They all belong to the Lord. Not mine, O Lord, but thine. They are with me for some time only. All possessions are temporary. They will go away. They will be there. I have to leave, or I will be there. They will leave. So until then, I take good care of them. I love the people in my family, in my workplace, my friends. I serve them, do my duty by them. I do my work properly as worship. I take care of the property I have. But then I know they are not permanent possession. They go away. Until then, I take good care of them. That's our attitude towards property, possessions, everything we have, including body also. Yatava kayam dhyana yoga vairagyam samapashitam. But for monks, vairagyam is both internal and external. You can't even keep unnecessary thing. Only a barest minimum things we have to keep. A few clothes to wear, and for some people, a place to stay in ashrama, room or somewhere. But for some monks, that not even there. They keep on walking during the day, and night they sleep under a tree or wherever. No place to stay. Aniketa. Very strict external, internal, both renunciation for monks. So that is Vairagya. Then sloka 53. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things are listed on the first line. 53. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam parigraham vimuchya. Second line, vimuchya. Means giving up. Vimuchya means giving up. These 5 things. Ahankara, egoism. I am such a great person, like that one. Balam, brute strength. Strength is good, necessary, but not brute strength. Strength combined with compassion, understanding, very necessary, constructive, useful. Strength combined with anger is destructive. Balam, darpam means pride. Kamam, uncontrolled desire. Krodam, anger. Parigraham, tendency to hoard things, acquire things, unnecessary things. All these things have to be given up. Vimuchya. Nirmamaha. Practicing not mine. Nothing is mine. Not even the body is mine. You refer to everything as mine. My house, my body, my child, my job. Nothing is mine. They all go away. We didn't bring them. We don't take them with us. They are with us for the time being. They're all his. So not mine, but his. But they are in my possession, I have to take good care of them as long as they are in my possession. All these things. Nirmamaha, Shantaha, maintaining peaceful frame of mind, not becoming angry, upset, sad. Keep maintaining peaceful frame of mind. Such a person, what happens if you do all these things? Brahma bhuyaya kalpate, becomes fit for the status of Brahman. Brahman means our ultimate reality, true nature. We are the Upanishads say we are that. I am Brahman, Tattvamasi, you are that. That experience will come. Until then, it remains a theory. Mahavakya in the Upanishad, nice to hear, but I have no experience. I'm only experiencing my body, mind. That experience that I am that reality, Brahmanam. I am the divine self. As Swamiji says, each soul is potentially divine. The divinity is within us, it remains potential. Now, if you do all these things with a pure mind, that becomes our actual experience. It does not remain potential anymore. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate, very high state of existence. But that is 53. Then what happens? A person achieves realization that I am the self, I am divine, I am not just the body and the mind which come and go. Then 54. Brahma bhuta prasannatma nashochati na kankshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. Such a person who experiences divine nature, his or her divine nature, transcending the limited body-mind consciousness. Devotees can say, I'm a child of God, I'm a devotee of God, I'm a servant of God. So that is a higher state, better understanding of ourselves. Who am I? Child of God. I'm a devotee of God, I'm a servant of God. That is better than saying I'm such an engineer, I'm a doctor, I'm a Swami. Pride will come. No. Prasannatma, tranquility of mind will come. Until then, mind is subject to disturbances. Somebody says something that I don't like, I become upset, angry or sad. I become insulted. Somebody says nice thing to me, I become proud, very happy. Those variations should not be there. Prasannatma, difficulties come, I should remain calm. Good times come, I should not become proud and exalted, remaining calm under all circumstances. Prasannatma, na shochati na kankshati. Shoka means grief. Something dear to us is lost, we become sad. Kanksha means the desire. Something I want to have brings me more happiness. Those things should go away. Nothing brings me more happiness than I already have, because I am devoted to God. Devotion is there. What can bring us more joy than devotion? $1 more billion will not make me happier if I have devotion to God. Maximum happiness comes from God. That desire for things will go away. Na kankshati. Kanksha means desire. Na shochati. No shoka, no grief. Nothing makes me sad, because God is with me. What can make me sad? Samasarveshu bhuteshu. Try practicing same-sightedness towards all beings. Sarveshu bhuteshu. Towards good people, bad people, animals and plants, inanimate objects. Being kind and compassionate and loving and respectful. Same-sightedness, seeing the same divine in all. Samadarshitva, we have seen that before. Samadharshitva means seeing the same self in all, treating everybody with love and respect. But sometimes we have to be careful. Look at people, we should not hate them, but stay away from them. From a distance, we say, you stay there, you're not ready yet, but I'm not going to hate you, no hatred, but I don't want to have contact with you too much. Like tiger, let you stay on the other side of the enclosure, I'm standing outside. From like that. Samasarveshu bhuteshu, all these things have come before. Samadharshitva came in chapter 5, sloka 18. Vidya vinay sampanne brahmane gavi hastini sunuchaiva sapake cha pandita samadharshinaha. Samadharshitva means same-sightedness. Not showing undue favor to somebody, not hating somebody, no. All are equally divine. They may not be aware of it, but I show him respect to all of them. Sarveshu bhuteshu samaha madbhaktim labate param. Such a person achieves supreme devotion to me. Param bhaktim labate. Param means supreme devotion. Not ordinary devotion. Ordinary devotion is devotion combined with the desire, asking God for something. Some problem is there, please remove the problem, or something is missing. I want a job, I want a child, I want a money, I want a wife or husband, praying for that. This is ordinary devotion. But parabhakti means whatever God has already given, with that I am very, very happy. I want only God, not his gifts. If you go to a very rich man's house, you want to have contact with him. You don't want you're not interested in his property. That's not my interest. My interest is the person. My interest is God, not the gifts of his creation. If I have a God, I have everything. Madbhaktim labate param. That is the benefit. Then with that with the pure devotion, calmness of mind, tranquility of mind, etc. What happened next step is 55. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. Bhaktya, with that pure devotion, mam abhijanati. A devotee knows me very well, intimately. Our knowledge of God right now is not very clear. We talk about God a lot, read about God and everything, but what is God? Is it clear to me? Some notion I have, but a very clear, precise knowledge of God I don't have right now. I'm trying to get that one. At that stage, when my purity of mind comes, I do all these things, discipline, then mam abhijanati yavan just ask me, what am I? What is my nature? Tattvataha, as it is, in actual truth, we understand what God is. That at the stage, knowledge of God will come. Until our knowledge is speculative, temporary, approximate, God is like this. We think of God in different ways. Some people think of God as a Shiva in Kailasa with Parvati, Ganesha, Nandi, everybody else. That is a good idea to have about God. Some people think of God as Vishnu in Vaikuntha, living with Lakshmi, and there he is maintaining the universe. So that is Vishnu. Like this, other ideas are there about God. Other people of other faiths, they also have idea about God. But these are good to say. We have to start somewhere to know what God is. But all these areas will become very clear. Clarity will come, and actual knowledge of God will come down at that time. Yavan yaschasmi. What am I? Who am I? What is the truth about me? Tattvataha abhijanati, mam abhijanati. A devotee will know. Clearly, knowledge of God will come. Then tato mam tattvato jnatva. Knowing me, actually, then next step is, last step is vishate tadanantaram. You are doing 55. Mam tadanantaram vishate. That devotee enters into me, enters into the kingdom of God. We become one with God. The little I who was thinking I am the devotee of God, I am a child of God, I am a servant of God, the separate I will merge in the Lord, and only Lord remains. Ultimate Sayujya, total merger in God. In God. Just like a river merges into the ocean and becomes the ocean. A river is flowing, following its own course, and for a long time stays a separate river. It has its own name and its own identity as a separate river. When it merges into the ocean, then what happens to the river? It's no longer there as a separate river. It becomes the ocean. In the ocean, there is no separate compartment for this river and that river. All become one with the ocean. The finite becomes the infinite. The little jiva becomes one with the Paramatma. The jivatma merges in the Paramatma. That's the ultimate. Only divine remains. Some people don't want that final state. They want to remain separate. That unity, union with God is good for, some people want it. Jnanis want it. I want to become Brahman. One with Brahman, only Brahman is there. That little I is no longer there. Jnani's position, we merge in the Brahman. I am that Brahman. But devotees don't want that complete merger. Devotees like Sri Ramakrishna, Jesus Christ, Hanuman, they didn't want that one. Jesus Christ know that he and the Father are one, but he remained Son of God, separate. Similarly, Sri Ramakrishna, he could have, he had a Nirvikalpa Samadhi with the help of Totapuri. Nirvikalpa Samadhi means no I, no you, only pure Kant, only Brahman remains. He had that experience. He could have stayed there. No, he said, he came down to the level of duality. And he prayed to Divine Mother. Sri Ramakrishna prayed to Divine Mother. Oh Mother, I don't want Brahmajnana. Brahmajnana means I am Brahman. No you, no I, no Divine Mother, no devotee, no Ramakrishna, no Divine Mother. I don't want that. I want to be separate from you as a child, river child, Bala Bhava, Panchavarsha Bala Bhava, like a 5-year-old child, happy with that separation. They don't want merger. Devotees, your choice. You can settle either way. You can merge with God and become one as Jnanis want to do, or you can remain separate as devotee and brings you that gives you greater joy. And dualists, they don't want to merge with God. The Vaishnavas believe they go to Vaikuntha in the company of Sri Vishnu. They remain there separate as his servant, Kainkarya. They serve the Lord separately. They don't want to merge with it. That brings them greater joy. Hanuman also said the same thing. Hanuman could have stayed in Samadhi. When Sri Ramakrishna asked him, how do you think about me? Hanuman said 3 things. Hanuman says, if I have union with you, self-knowledge, then I all become only Brahman. There is no Rama, there is no Hanuman, no such separation. Only one Brahman remains. I don't want that one. If I come down to duality, I'm a part of you, you are the whole Vishishta Advaita Vedanta. That also I don't want. What I want is, you remain separate as Rama, my Lord, my Prabhu, beloved Prabhu. And I remain separate as your servant Hanuman. That gives me greater joy. That is preference of devotees. I don't want to merge with God, become one with God. I want to remain a separate devotee. That gives me greater joy. Serve the Lord as a servant and be his child and be his devotee. That brings much greater joy than becoming all one with Brahman, pure consciousness, no name, no form, no. That is, some people, if you prefer that, you can have that one too. But this is preference for devotees. Vishate tadanantaram enters into me. That is the culmination of all devotional spiritual practices, to either merge and become one with the divine, or remain separate as devotee, as a child, as a servant. Whichever brings you greater joy, your choice, that we have choice there. Devotees want to remain separate. Sri Ramakrishna said, you don't want to become sugar, I want to eat sugar. Become a sugar means only sugar remains, I is no longer there. But if I remain separate from sugar, I can enjoy eating the sugar. Separation is brings more greater joy for devotees. We can prefer that one, it's our choice. At that stage, if the person remains separately devotee, then what happens? 56. That we have to do now. Sarva karmanyapi sada kurvano madhyapashrayah matprasadadavapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam. See, hereafter, it's all God's grace. Matprasada. You see the word matprasada in the second line of 56. My grace. Matprasada means my grace. The Lord is saying. Until now, until 17th chapter, from second chapter onwards, whole emphasis was on self-effort. Shri Krishna keeps on telling Arjuna, you have to do this, you have to do that one. You have to get up and fight. Beginning from the early second sloka, third sloka 2-3 in chapter 2, when Sri Krishna began to speak. First chapter is all Arjuna speaking, explaining his problem. First chapter of Gita. Second chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna begins to speak in verses 2 and 3. Two things he says in the second chapter, verses 2 and 3. What does he say? How does Sri Krishna begin his discourse? What is the first thing Sri Krishna says to Arjuna? I remember, very first thing Sri Krishna said to Arjuna when he began to speak. Kutastva kashmalamidam, chapter 2, sloka number 2. Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samapastitam anamaryajushtam asvargyam akirtikaram Arjuna Klaibyam masmagamah partha naitatvayyipapadyate shudram hridaya dorbalyam tyaktva uttishta parantapa. Sloka 2 and 3 in chapter 2. First thing Bhagavan Sri Krishna said to Arjuna. Afterwards he talked about karma yoga, bhakti yoga, dhyana yoga, atma, all those things, and many things came. Kshetra, kshetrajna, everything came. But the first thing Sri Krishna said to Arjuna when he began to teach Arjuna at the beginning of second chapter is message of strength. Yes. Kutastva kashmalavidam. From where this weakness has come upon you, Arjuna? Kushame samapastitam. At this juncture, critical juncture, battlefield. Everybody all set to fight. Kaurava, Pandavas are waiting to fight. And you are saying, I don't want to fight, I don't want to kill Bhishma, Arjuna, Karna, Duryodhana. How did you get this weakness from here? You are not like that. You are a hero. Vishame anarya jushtam. You are Arya means a noble person, noble descent, Kshatriya. For you, this is weakness is not becoming uncharacteristic. You are not an ordinary person. You are a noble person. Asvargyam will not take you to Swarga. Akirtakaram Arjuna, it brings you infamy. People will always think about you. Arjuna ran away from the battlefield. Centuries, millennia after, we are still remembering Arjuna as a great hero. If he had run away, we would have thought of him, oh, what kind of hero was he? Everybody thought Arjuna was the greatest fighter and this and that. But in the war field, battlefield, he ran away. Look at the Kaurava army. You would have thought like that? No, not good for you. Akirtikaram Arjuna. Third sloka, chapter 2. Klaibyam masmagama partha. Klaibyam means unmanliness. Masmagamaha. Don't yield to unmanliness. Partha. Naitattvai papadyate. This is totally unbecoming of you. If an ordinary soldier who sees the 18 divisions of Kaurava army, with all the great warriors like Drona, Bhishma, Karna, Duryodhana, everybody, he will be afraid and run away, will run away. Actually, that happened in when the Pandavas were in the Ajnatavasa, 13th year of their exile. They were supposed to remain in incognito, unrecognized. At that time, all of the 5 brothers found employment in one Virata Raja's kingdom. Arjuna was the dance teacher, Bhima was the cook, etc. And Kauravas got a sense, oh, Pandavas are hiding here in the Virata's kingdom. If I go and occupy, if I go and attack them, they will come out. Then we can recognize them. So Duryodhana sent his army to Virata. Virata had a son, and that son, Uttarakumara, he was a prince born to a king, but he didn't have the Kshatriya qualities. He chickened out. When he saw the Kaurava army, he didn't want to fight. But the prince is supposed to fight and defend his kingdom. But Arjuna drew him away. What kind of prince are you? You are a Kshatriya. You have to fight when the enemy is occupying your country. Come, let us go and fight. Arjuna is the charioteer to that Uttarakumara. So that when Uttarakumara, when he saw Kaurava's army, he wanted to run away. Arjuna was not like that. Anari Justam Aswargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. You are a great hero. You can't say you don't want to fight now. At this juncture, stand up and become, assume your strength. Uttishta Parantapa Klaibyam Masmagama Partha Naitattvai papadyate Kshudram Hridayadorbalyam Taktva, giving up this silly faint-heartedness. Uttishta Parantapa. Stand up and fight. Assume your true strength. So that's how it began. So what does it say there? Self-effort. You be strong. You have to fight. You have to face the Kauravas, enemies. You. And throughout the Gita, all this, you perform what? Niyatam kuru karmatvam. Do your required duties. Like this, repeatedly. Until the 18th chapter. Now here you see what Bhagavan says in 56, Sloka 56, chapter 18. Matprasada davapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam. By my grace, Matprasadat. Self-effort until now, when we exhaust our self-effort, then God's grace takes over. Not until then. To understand when self-effort ceases, God's grace begins, we have to go back to Sri Ramakrishna's parable of the cow being tied to a rope, we had a pole with a 10-foot rope. Very instructive example. To understand self-effort and grace, how they function in our lives. This question often comes, self-effort or grace? So to understand, let us go back to that cow example. Cow is tied to a pole by the owner with a rope, 10-foot long rope. So in the 10-foot radius circle, the cow has full freedom. It can move about, it can sit down, it can eat all the grass available to it, some of the grass available to it. Whatever he wants to do, jump about, sit down, it has freedom. But beyond 10-foot circle, radius circle, it cannot go. We are in that situation. God has given us ability to do self-effort. He has given us this body, mind, ability to think, ability to act. He has given us within the certain radius, we can use we can't do impossible things. There are limits up to what we can do. Everybody has his own radius. Some have 10 foot, some have 15 foot, some have 20 foot, some have only 1 foot radius circle. We are all like that in our abilities. An ordinary athlete can jump, say, 6 feet long jump. The high quality athlete can do long jump 7 feet, like that one. An ordinary weightlifter can lift 300 pounds. The really expert weightlifter can lift 600 pounds. So everybody is limited, but everybody has a limit. More than 600, you cannot go. So until that point is reached, I have to do self-effort. Exhaust my self-effort. The cow must eat all the grass available to it in the sun-put circle. Then, if it wants to eat more, still hungry, if it tries to reach us out, cannot reach, owner will come and extend the length of the rope. So then extra grace will come. But if it simply sits there, not eating the grass available to it, owner will not extend the rope. There is no need. So we are like that. We have to exhaust our abilities. Do the maximum we can do. Self-effort, do this. Where did we say this one? Chapter 6, sloka number 5 and 6. Shri Krishna directly says, do self-effort. It lift yourself by your own effort, he says. He does not say mat prasadat there. In chapter 6, sloka number 5 and 6. What does he say there? Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet. Atmana atmanam uddharet. You have to lift yourself by your own self, your own effort. Sri Krishna says to Arjuna, does not say that my grace is not there at all. Your effort. Now, after exhausting all of that one, when you come to the end of your effort, then God's grace will begin. God's grace from beginning, even the 10-foot circle is also God's grace, owner's grace. We can be done it, even that one. Even that is all self-effort is also God's grace. My ability to say a few words is God's grace. My ability to see with the help of glasses is also God's grace. It's all already God's grace. We call it self-effort, but His grace. Even now it is there. But when I exhaust this ability that I have, use my self-effort to the maximum extent, then God will say, now I will bestow my grace, you will reach me. That's what he's saying in 56. Sarva karmanyapi sada kurvado madhyapasrayaha mat prasadadavapnoti. By my grace here, mat prasad, by my grace, the Lord is saying, avapnoti, he will get what? Shashvatam padamavyayam, permanent abode, which cannot change. Avyayam padam shashvatam avapnoti, a person reaches. That means God's abode. We go to that. How? By His grace, mat prasadat. When? And I have to exhaust my effort. If I simply sit down and say, God will take me, bestow His grace upon me, take me to Him, then that will not work. I have to get up and do my effort. Everybody has to get up and do japa, meditation, puja, scripture study, charity, praising, taking the name of God, praising, glories of God. All that I have to do. God has given the ability to do all those things. 10-foot circle, He has given freedom. When I finish doing all of that one, then He says, yes, we have done your part. Now my grace takes over. Mat prasadat shashvatam padam avapnoti. You will get with me. That's grace. Everything is God's help from beginning also. Even the 10-foot circle is also God's grace. Even my ability to say now is also God's grace. But I think it is my effort. I have the feeling I'm speaking on my own power. No, it is His power. It's all God's grace. So hereafter, until end of this chapter, until end of Gita, Bhagavan refers to his grace, God's grace, repeatedly. So sloka number 56. Sarva karmani api sada kurvano madhyapashrayah matprasadadavapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. Shashvatam padam, permanent abode, God's abode. This abode is not permanent. Where we are staying now in this world, in America or India, or as a Swami, as a householder, as an engineer, or a retired person, this is not permanent. This will end soon. For some it will continue for some time. But this is not our permanent abode. We are here only for some time in this world. Our permanent abode is there with him. Shashvatam padam avyayam, imperishable, unending. Padam means place where we belong truly. That's our place where we belong. God's place. We belong there, at his feet. Where we are now, separation from God, this worldly existence, karma, desire, whatever explanation I give, is not permanent. This is a temporary place where we are. Here, there is a certain purpose why we are placed here. And then once we reach God, we leave this temporary place, which is full of problems. Bhagavan himself says in chapter 8 and 9, Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This world is not a place of happiness. Dukkhalayam, house of misery. Ashashvatam, everything is temporary, changes. This is not our place. His abode is our place. Shashvatam padam, permanent place. Once you go there, we don't come back to realm of ignorance again. Once we reach God, we don't have to come back to world and suffer, go through this birth and death and old age, disease. No more. Done. Havyayam, imperishable, unending, eternal abode of God. That's where we truly belong. We go there. How? Mat prasadat, by his grace. For that to happen, what we have to do, all the instructions he gave so far, do this, do this, do this, do this. To all work as worship, get purity of mind. With purity of mind, you practice this non-attachment. Hear what is only what is good, do what is only right, think what is only pure. All these instructions he gave, we have to do this one, our self-effort. Until then, exhaust our self-effort. Then when I have exhausted self-effort, oh Lord, I have done everything I can do. Also, this by your grace, I could do only by your grace only. I thought my power, but that my power is also given to you by me. Given to me by you, sorry. And now I have exhausted. 10-foot circle I have finished. Now I want to reach you. He will come down. Yes, you have done your part. By my grace, I will take you to my abode. He will take us to his abode. There we belong. That's our true place where we truly belong. They don't belong to this world. We think this is my house, my country, my citizen of America, citizen of India. I'm a Swami, that's my ashrama. All those, this is not truly mine. All temporary. Only for some time they are there. Body also. Where you truly belong, our permanent abode is with the Lord. Shashvatam padamavyayam. That happens by his grace, by prasada. See, this 56 is a very nice verse. Self-effort, which is also God's grace. And God's grace, when self-effort is exhausted, he will come, hold our hand. Yes, child, you have done your part. I'm pleased with you. You have done your part. Come to me. I will take you to my abode. He will lead us to his abode. There we belong. Permanent. No more change, no more coming, no more going, no more trouble, no more sadness. Joy, complete, total joy. Surrender. Being in his presence, or eternally being in his presence. See, that's the goal of human life. This life is only for the time being. Whatever we are doing, our profession, our job, our family, our work, and all these things is only for the time being. It's not permanent. It's not where we belong. We have to, this is a purpose why we are here. And that is to exhaust our effort, do the best we can, pray for his grace, do our duties, express our devotion, take his name, chant his name, Worship him, do work as worship, love everybody, samadarshitva. Then, oh Lord, I'm ready to come to you. I'm done with this world. I'm no longer interested in family, children, money, job, position, power, presidency. Done. I want you only. Only I want you. I'm finished with the toys of the world. Then he will come. Mat prasadat avapnoti shashvatam padabhavyaya. See, that's the beautiful ending of human life, ending of human story. The story ends there with him. When we reach him, stay with him in his grace, basking in his glory, in his grace, eternally. That is freedom. That is joy. That is end of human life. It happens by his grace. Mat prasada avapnoti. Beautiful part of Gita, this one. Then, what we have to do to achieve that end? 57. These are easy, nothing difficult here. Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upashritya macchittas satatam bhava. More instructions, what we have to do. Hereafter, it's all very nice and God's grace. We have done our part to the best of our ability. Now he takes over our life. He says, Chetasa sarva karmani. Chetasa means with the mind, mentally. Chetas means mind. Sarva karmani means sanyasya. Dedicating all your actions to me mentally. How can you dedicate your actions to him? Mentally only, physically no. This instruction, Sri Krishna has been saying from beginning in many places. So whatever you do, offer it to me. You remember that instruction, many times it has come. We have been told, whatever work you do, Bhagavan says, offer it to me. Why does he need our work? Not to fulfill his need. He's asking us to offer everything to him, our work and everything to him, our life to him, because not that he needs. Because by that way, we are practicing non-attachment, giving up the ownership, but not mine. It was yours always, it is always yours. That mine has gone away. Attachment is not there. My work is not there, given. And you give to something to somebody, then no longer yours. You don't think of it as yours. When you give a gift to somebody. So nothing was mine. I thought it was mine. I'm giving it to you back. You gave it to me. It's all yours. I'm free now. That freedom will come. Chetasa, mentally only we can do all the offering of our work. Sarva karmani maya sanyasya, dedicating all your actions to me. How many days this has come before? Let us remember, where were we told earlier that we have to offer our work to him? Sloka number 30, chapter 3, 330. Please let me recapitulate. Important instruction has come many times. 330. Chapter 3, sloka number 30. There he said, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya. Same words. Yajyatma chetasa. Jirashir nirmamo bhutva. Yudyasva vigata jvaraha. 5 instructions. Dedicating all their actions to me. 330. Sarvani karmani mai sanyasya. Then where else did he said that one? Chapter 9, sloka 27. There he says, 927. There he says, Yat karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhoshi, dadasi yat tapasasi kaunteya tat kurusha madarpanam. Madarpanam kurushva. Do it as an offering to me. Arpada means offering to me. What do we offer to him? Yat karoshi, whatever you do. Any action that you do, Bhagavan is saying to us in 927, offer it to me. Tat kurusha madarpanam. Do it as an offering to me. See, it's same instruction, very important instruction. You have to keep it in mind when you do anything offering to God. So you have to do it nicely to offer to him. So what are some examples of work he is asking us to offer to him? 927, Yadashna, see, whatever you eat, Anything we eat, whenever we eat something, we have to, it's offering to him. He's there as Vaishvanara in our body, digesting our food. 15:14. Tam Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha. I digest all kinds of food that you eat as Vaishvanara in your body. He is there, receiving the food we eat, offering to him. Eating is offering to him, ahuti, yajna. That's why we say Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi before eating. So eating is to be done as offering. Yashnasi, Yajjohoshi, whatever homa, austerity, fire ceremony, ritualistic worship we do, offer it to the Lord. Dadasi, yet whatever charity we give, offer it to the Lord. You are giving it to him. It comes in the form of the recipient. Be thankful to the person. Don't expect that person to be thankful to you. So all these instructions are given. Sarva karmani maya sanyasya. Mat paraha. Para means supreme. Mat para means me being supreme, God being supreme in our lives. What is one most important thing that supersedes everything in our life? People give different answers. If you ask a person, a scientist, what's one most important thing that you very valuable to you? He says, my research is my scientific research is he's working day and night in the lab, neglecting his family, his own health. He doesn't sleep enough. Always think about his research. Most important thing. Other things are secondary of him. If you ask a businessman what is important to you, my business is important. If I succeed in my business, make money, then I can take care of my family and do other things. So it spends all his time thinking about his business. That's important to him. If you ask a mother what is important to him, my child is important to me. New mother, one small child. She always thinks about the child. When she's at work also, she thinks about the child. Child is in daycare. She can wait to go home until to take care of the child. She thinks about the child, most important. Child grows up, but then other things become important. So like that, what is important? God. Excuse me. For a devotee, mat paraha means all other things. Family will come, my health will come, my money, job, profession, children, everything will come later. God is the one most important thing. Mat paraha. That should be what should be important to us. At this stage in our life, at some stage, job was important. At some stage, health was important. At some stage, family was important. But now, at this stage, what is important? All those things have been done, responsibility fulfilled to the extent possible. Now, only thing that matters, what is the thing that is important I want in my life is God. Other things, if they are there, okay. If they're not there, okay. Mat paraha means that one. That has come before also. Buddhi yoga mupashritya. Practicing Buddhi yoga. What is Buddhi yoga? It has come before a couple of times. In the Karma Yoga context, Buddhi yoga means doing all work as worship, not expecting selfish benefit from any work, dedicating all work to God. That is Buddhi yoga. This is the intelligent way to do work. The best way to do work is to do it as an offering to God in the best way we can as worship, and then leave it. Result is not up to me. Good result comes, okay. Bad result comes, okay. Whatever comes, okay. I've done my part. Doing my work is my part as offering. For a Karma Yogi, that is the Buddhi yoga work. For a Jnana Yogi, what is a Buddhi yoga? I am not the body mind, I am Brahman. That is Buddhi yoga for a Jnani. For a devotee, what is Buddhi yoga? For a devotee, he says, God is all in all. I am only a devotee, I am only a child, I am a servant of God. He is the all in all. This came in the 7th chapter, sloka 19. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevaha sarvam iti samahatma sudurlabha. God is Vasudeva means God. God means Vasudeva or any what aspect of God you worship. Sarvam, he is all in all. Other things like family, children, world, job, they are important to some extent at some time, but they are not. He is the one, Sarvam. All in all. God is all in all. Vasudeva Sarvam. It is Atma Sudurlabha. Such a person is rare. And this knowledge will take time to come. Bahunam Janmanam Ante, 719. It takes several lifetimes to come to the conclusion that only important thing that matters in human life is God. Until then, we think other things are important. One whole lifetime goes in dedicating one's life, energy, everything, time to a profession. One whole lifetime in pursuing some business, succeeding, becoming the president. All effort, all life goal is to become president. One whole lifetime in doing other things. Finally, after doing all those things, realization will come to a person, a seeker. No, these things are not important. Only thing important is all in all is Sarva Vasudeva, God. He is the one most important thing. Other things are all, if they are there, okay. If they are there, okay. They have done their part. Vasudeva Sarvamati Samahatma, such a Mahatma is a Durlabha, rare. For most people, that way understanding will not come. Other things are important. For people like us, what is important? God is at this stage in our lives. Only thing that matters is God. Money, property, possession, job, children, grandchildren, they had their part. We paid attention. We took care of them. That God. Samahatma Sudurlabha. That is Buddhi Yoga for devotees. Buddhi Yoga Mapa Shritya Machitta Satatam Bhava. Machitta means mind fixed on God. Chitta means mind. Ordinary mind is fixed on so many worldly things. We think about property, we think about entertainment, we think about food a lot, place of living, car. Those are not important. The mind must be kept on God almost all the time. A little bit to take care of worldly daily needs, little bit mind given there, but most of the time, mind must be kept on God. Machitta Satatam Bhava. Satatam always. Machitta Bhava. Keep your mind on me. This is number 57. Then 58 also will do a little bit later, but we'll do 58. Machitta Sarva Durgani Matprasadat Tarishyasi Atachitam Ahamkaram Nashrasya Vinangshasi. Here Bhagavan Shri Krishna gives a caution to Arjuna. Machittaha, if you keep your mind always on me, Sarva Durgani Tarishyasi. Durga means obstruction in life. Sarva Durgani, all obstructions in life, Tarishyasi, you will cross over. How? Madprasada. See, Madprasada came here. It's by the grace of God that all obstructions in life will be cleared. We have to do our effort. I should exhaust my effort. And then His grace takes over. By His grace only everything happens. We overcome all obstacles in our life by His grace. Matprasada Tarishyasi Sarva Durgani, all obstacles in your life. Obstacles to spiritual life. If you pray to God sincerely, obstacles will slowly become less, melt away, will reach God. If you're deterred by obstacles, some obstacle comes, I cannot pray today, then I become pessimistic, give up my practice, that won't do. We should not give up. Pray to God for His grace. By your grace, this obstruction also can be cleared. Please bestow your grace upon me. This problem has come, oh Lord. I want to continue to pray to you. I want to reach you. Until then, please remove all the obstacles. By His grace, Matprasadat, by my grace, Sarvaturgani, Tarishyasi, will cross all over obstacles, all obstacles. Otherwise, second line of 58. Tata chetvam ahankarat nashroshyasi vinangshasi. Now, Shroshas, if you don't listen to me, Ahankarat, because of your egoism, I'll make my own decision, no matter what Krishna says. If Arjuna thinks like that, which is not good for him. Arjuna has taken so much trouble and pain to explain to him various options and everything. At this stage, what Arjuna must do, he must think clearly what Arjuna has been told by Krishna, all the instructions, and follow his instructions. Then he will reach his goal. Otherwise, Ahankarat, no, I can think for myself, I don't want your advice. I don't need to study Gita or Gospel or the Bible. I know everything myself. If you take that attitude, Ahankarat, na shroshasi, if you don't listen to God's words, Shravanam means listening. Then what happens? Vinangshasi, you will perish. So the instruction is here in all the scriptures, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Upanishads, in the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bible, all those books. God has given instructions to human beings. Do this, don't do this, don't do this. You have to listen to God's words. Follow his instructions. Then by his grace, we will reach him. Otherwise, I don't have to study the scriptures. I myself can think what is good for me. I don't have to study the Upanishads and Gita. Somebody says something, I can do by myself. If you take that line of thought, Ahankara, by egoism, I know everything. I don't need anybody to tell me what I should do. I don't need a God in my life. If you take that stance, then what happens? If you don't listen to God's words, Vinangshasi, we will perish. Just we'll stop there. So this section is very beautiful. In the Bhagavad Gita, there the Lord changes his tone. Until then, work, your effort, get up, lift yourself by your own self. After you do all of that, only after you do all of that, then he says, yes, now I will show my grace, lift you up by my grace, you will cross all our obstacles, you will cross over, reach me by my grace. The stage we have to reach. Until then, we have to work hard. I can't sit down and say God will do everything by his grace. No, I have to work hard. Get up early, do the prayer, chant his name, study his words, his scriptures, meditate on him, pray to him. Then, if I do all of that to the best of my ability, exhaust my ability, everything I can do, the Lord is there, watching, waiting for me. Yes, now I'll come and take you to me. Beautiful. So let us stop here and say the prayer. Om sarve bhavanta sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om, may all be happy. May all be free from all kinds of suffering. May all realize and do what is noble, auspicious, and no one be subject to misery. Om, peace. May there be peace and joy in our hearts. May there be peace and harmony amongst all beings. May there be peace everywhere in nature. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. All of you stay well, and we shall see you next week.
Yeah. Okay, Swamiji, namaskar, Swamiji.
Namaskar, Mataji.
This is Seema. Not giving somebody a choice between this or that. Is that, would you call that stealing also?
Not giving choice to somebody.
I mean, he's older than me. He's like probably 60 something. It don't matter. He's.
Can you mute yourself, please? Not giving choice between this, you want this or you want that, or would you call that stealing the choice?
You're denying the person freedom to choose. If you present with him all the choices, these are various things you can do, My preference is you do this one, but then you can express your preference, your choice. But depends. Sometimes you have to give, if you're a child, you have to say, no, this only thing. You have to go to school. The choice, whether you can go to school, they can stay home on a school day. Then the choice is only you have to go to school, unless there is some reason you're sick or something, then you can stay home.
Right.
So
For an adult, what would that be called stealing the choice?
stealing means denying freedom to, you can say like one. That person should be free, but he should be told the choices and the advantages.
If you don't tell, then it is denying the choice.
Yeah, you have to express your choices. These are the things that you can do. This is my preference. Then you decide. It depends on who is the adult. Relationship, everything depends. Very good.
Another question was, the bhaktas prefer God realization. Jnanis, they want to become one with Brahman. And what about the karma yogis? What do they want? What about Raj yogis? What do they want?
Raj yogi also samadhi. And samadhi, they merge with Brahman, with ultimate reality. The different path is different in Raj Yoga.
Right.
Goal is to merge super conscious Turiya Avastha. Karma yogi is same as bhakti. He serves the Lord, doing all work as service, lovingly, nicely as worship. This is also bhakti yoga.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Namaskar.